Dahil sa pagdami ng mga kaso ng COVID-19, iminumungkahi rin at tapusin na ang klase.
Across the world, schools have been closed for weeks and even months on end.
Because of COVID-19, there has been a threat to education around the world. However, the Department of Education continues to work on these challenges to provide basic education to our learners amidst the pandemic.
But all of these threats have unified the DepEd. Threats can pull families apart. Threats can lead to separation. Threats can lead to destruction. But threats have led to the unity of DepEd.
As we continue to confront the issues brought about by the pandemic, the Department of Education addresses the challenges in the basic education through the Learning Continuity Plan, or LCP. The LCP is a major response in the commitment of DepEd in ensuring the health, safety, and well-being of our learners, teachers, and personnel in the time of COVID-19 while finding ways for education to continue amidst the crisis for the upcoming school year. Bacao Elementary School introduces its Learning Continuity Plan for school year 2020 to 2021. Before we present the highlights of the school's LCP, allow us to first introduce the profile of our school. Bacao Elementary School, with school ID 107957, founded in 1915, is a public elementary school located in Bacao, General Trias City, Cavite. There are 24 teaching personnel in the school, and this data displays the distribution of teachers per grade level. In preparation for the opening of classes, the school conducted the mandated remote enrollment system through the use of Learner Enrollment Survey Form, or LESF. With this, the school was able to know the actual condition of the learners in the community. It also enabled the school to provide essential requirements and actions on how to implement the LCP. Through the hard work and effort of the teachers in contacting the parents of their previous advisory class, the enrollment has reached a total of 826 pupils from kinder to grade 6. This is 85.07% of the total enrollment of the previous school year. In this time of new normal, internet connectivity plays a big role in the education process of our learners. With that, the respondents were asked of the availability of internet connection they have at home. And based from the data gathered from LESF, majority of them have access to the internet. However, 570 learners, or 69.01%, can only have access using their own mobile data. 203, or 24.58%, have their own broadband connection. 48, or 5.81%, can only have access when they go to computer shops or other places, while the remaining 5 learners do not have internet connectivity at all. Despite having a high percentage of learners with access to internet, only 62 learners, or 7.5%, initially chose online distance learning, while the majority of them, 785 learners out of 826, or 95.04%, chose modular distance learning. Only few learners chose online distance learning because this modality requires stable internet connection, which may be difficult to have when only using mobile data. This pie chart displays the challenges that may affect child's learning progress. The result indicates that learners' main reason for not choosing online classes is the insufficient load or data, lack of available gadgets, and the unstable internet connection, which led the majority of the learners to choose modular distance learning. Household members will play a significant role in the new normal educational setting. Since there will be no face-to-face classes, support from any members of the family or household will greatly affect the learning progress of a child. The graph shows that household members who can provide instructional support to child's distance learning. 72% of them were parents and guardians. 13% were their elder siblings. 7% were grandparents. 4% were from extended family, and the remaining 3% were from others or can do independent learning. The employment status of parents were gathered through the LESF, and based on the graph, we can tell that there are more working fathers than mothers. Bacao Elementary School adheres to DepEd Region 4A Calabarzon Pivot Cube Learning Continuity Plan based on the ICLEA framework. The Pivot 4A Cube is a regional initiative anchored to DepEd Sulong Edukalidad, a national program that shifts to and focuses on quality basic education. These are the ways on how the learners will have full access to their chosen learning delivery modalities. According to DepEd Secretary Leonora Briones, family and guardian will play the biggest role in the learners' education this school year.
Dahil ang ating mga kabataan kung nasa bahay, kailangang patuloy din ang pag-aaral nila, patuloy din ang pag-acquire nila ng knowledge, pero mas malaki na ang papel ng mga magulang, mga lola at lolo sa pag-learn ng mga bata.
The school administration took the data gathered into consideration to identify the school learning delivery of best fit. The advisors called the parents of their former advisory class to confirm the final learning delivery modality they will choose for their children this school year. This shows that out of 826 enrollees, 785 learners or 95.04% chose modular distance learning or MDL, while 41 learners or 4.96% chose online distance learning. The school will form a technical working group which will be responsible for the distribution and retrieval of modules for modular distance learning. Each grade level will have a focal person who will coordinate with the homeroom and general PTA officers and barangay officials. During online distance learning, teachers are encouraged to use a wide range of assessment tools and approaches involving the use of multimodal assessment strategies. Consequently, students will be given discussion via internet using Zoom app, Google Meet, or Google Classroom. Hence, formative and summative assessment will also be done in the same platform. On the other hand, in modular distance learning, since the learners will be provided by modules at home, assessment shall be done through learner's portfolio. The time allotment prescribed in K-12 frameworks also applies in the new normal setting. It shall be used in preparation of class program in all modalities by grade level in all learning areas to comply with the requirement needed. In the two modalities adopted by the school, the principal prepares flexible schedules to be used by the teachers and pupils during classes, following the minimum health standards set by the department. Preparation and implementation of class program is flexible, provided it shall not violate existing policies and guidelines. The Learning Continuity Plan of Bacao Elementary School is created through the combined efforts of all personnel, together with the stakeholders, to counter the issues, problems, and challenges that the pandemic posed in the field of basic education. It covers the necessary requirements to ensure education continuity amidst the crisis, but puts utmost importance to the health and safety of our learners and the whole school community. Because we, too, believe that learning must continue, education must continue.
Isang magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Una po sa lahat, nais ko pong batiin ang ating Division Office, DepEd General Trias, sa pamumuno po ng ating SDS, Dr. Doris Estrella, sa lahat po ng mga punong guro, sa mga school heads, sa mga estudyante, at syempre po sa mga magulang. Muli po, isang magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Kami po sa lungsod ng General Trias sa pamumuno po ng ating Mayor Oni Perer, Vice Mayor Molit Season, katulong po ng ating Congressman John Perer, 10 po ng sangguniang panglungsod ng General Trias ay bumabati sa inyo ngayong school year 2020-2021. Alam po natin na tayo po ay may hinaharap na pagsubok o pandemya hatid ng COVID-19. Sama-sama po tayo, tulong-tulong po nating lampasan at labanan ito pong pandemya at pagsubok na maharap sa atin. Sa mga guro po at sa lahat po ng mga teachers dito sa General Trias, saludo po kami sa inyong devotion sa pagtuturo at para matuto ang ating mga kabataan estudyanteng General Trias dito sa inyo. Kaya po asahan nyo po na kami po dito sa lungsod ng Pamahalaan General Trias ay bumubuo po ang suporta na ibinibigay po at syempre po nananalangin na rin po kami ng inyong kaligtasan sa araw-araw na gagawin natin ngayong school year 2020-2021. Kaya po dito po sa lungsod ng General Trias, handa na po kami sa school year 2020-2021, handang isip, handang bukas. Maraming salamat po.
Bilang isang magulang at pangulo ng pangkalahatang samahan ng mga magulang at guro ay buong pusong nagbibigay ng tiwala sa kagawaran ng edukasyon. Pinagkakatiwala ko ang aking anak para sa dekalidad at makabagong paraan ng pagkatuto. Distance learning ating suportahan. Ginang Gigi Bergado, DPTA President, ng Bacao Elementary School.
We recognize that education is changing as all other aspects of life, not only in the Philippines, but all over the world is changing. And it is not only COVID which is the cause. Even pre-COVID, we in the department already realized that the world is changing so much faster than it changed during our generation. And therefore, our children, our learners, our teachers have to be prepared. So we are going into a new normal because we are creating a brave new world, and we have to start with the children to give them courage, to give them initiative, to help them look at problems realistically, and to continually have hope and confidence that we will overcome. So on to the brave new world. Thank you.